Netflix is an incredible streaming service that has captivated millions of viewers. With hundreds of shows coming and going at any given time, it's important to know which are the best. Although these originals are not in particular order, all of them are incredible. These are simply the best original shows that not only us, but the vast majority of critics and fans all agree that you need to binge watch. Stranger Things. This throwback sci-fi series set the world ablaze in the summer of 2016, igniting a bonfire of nostalgia while simultaneously telling a gripping story that gets more exciting with each episode. When 12-year-old Will Byers goes missing in the small town of Hawkins, his mother Joyce thinks she's losing her mind, believing that Will has been taken by supernatural forces. Meanwhile, Will's friends work to find and rescue him with the help of a mysterious young girl named Eleven, who appears seemingly out of nowhere. The mystery gets deeper and darker as the show goes on, while moving more members of the Hawkins community to get drawn into the creepy tale. Few shows have been willing to let children drive the story, and Stranger Things is better for it. The show is a clear homage to Spielberg's coming-of-age films and 80s horror, and superb performances across the board make this a must-watch. Glow, a rare sports-centered series about women. Glow is loosely based on the story of Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, a syndicated women's professional wrestling circuit from the 1980s. The show follows Ruth Wilder, Alison Brie, a struggling actress who auditions for Glow, and the personal and professional lives of the rest of the gang of misfits. The series has earned Primetime Emmy Awards for its production design and stunt coordination, but its performances are strong too, particularly Betty Glippen as Debbie Liberty Bell Egan. Umbrella Academy. The Umbrella Academy, the show, begins at an otherwise perfectly normal day, during which 43 women who weren't pregnant at the beginning of the day gave birth to 43 infants, 7 of which are collected by the mysterious Sir Reginald Hargreaves and brought to his mansion. The immaculate conception of these babies are explained a little bit later on, more or less. The dysfunctional family trains as superheroes, each learning how to use their distinct powers. Number 1, aka Luther, is super strong and has the body of a gorilla. Number 3, aka Allison, can alter reality and people's thoughts by lying to them. Nameless Number 5 can hop through time, initially disappearing without a trace when he was 10 and reappearing 20 years later, still in the body of a young boy. There's also a chimpanzee butler named Pogo and a 1950s housewife robot mother named Grace. Hargreaves teaches them how to control their powers and creates a team of child superheroes known as the Umbrella Academy, who work together to stop crimes. The season is 10 episodes long, which is both a blessing and a curse. The Umbrella Academy story is insanely weird with tons of moving parts, but when it hits its stride and the characters' relationships all become truly interconnected, it's one of the best shows on Netflix. Lucifer. Lucifer originally aired 3 seasons on Fox, but in May, the series will return for the 4th season on Netflix to continue the saga. The show follows Lucifer Morningstar, better known as the Devil, who grows bored and unhappy of his life in hell. After resigning his throne and relinquishing his kingdom, he moves to Los Angeles, where he finds himself running a new nightclub known as Lux. When Lucifer becomes involved in a murder case with Detective Chloe Decker, he is subsequently invited to be a consultant to the LAPD working behind the scenes on crimes. Though the show received mixed reviews when it first premiered, it has since developed a cult following, leading to Netflix reviving the show a month after cancellation. Daredevil. The first in a slew of Marvel shows to hit Netflix over the past few years, Daredevil stands largely on the strength of Charlie Cox's performance in the title role. Cast in a similar vein as Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, this series shows a darker side to Marvel Studios' colorful cast of superheroes. The blind vigilante spends his days protecting New York City's Hell's Kitchen as a lawyer, and his nights doing the same in a much more tangible and violent manner. The show's action sequences are fun and amiable, supporting performances from Eldon Henson, The Mighty Ducks, and Deborah Ann Woll. True Blood brings some comic relief and heart to the bleak setting, but as usual, the real stars of the show are the villains. Vincent D'Onofrio is excellent as the deranged Kingpin, while John Bernthal's turn as the Punisher, which earned him his Netflix-owned series, is as convincing as it is visceral. Season 3 of the series premiered in October 19th and earned widespread praise, with some calling it the best season of the series so far. American Vandal, also a genuinely brilliant, incredibly clever, smartly written satire of true crime documentaries. It plays just like any other true crime docuseries: interviews, investigations, multiple suspects, and numerous conspiracy theories. Only the crime here is not a murder. It's a high school student who has been accused by the school board of spray painting dicks on 27 cars, a crime that threatens his ability to graduate. It's a brilliant whodunit that just happens to be also the best parody of 2017, and it even earned a Peabody Award. With the show's second season, the guys are investigating a new mystery, the case of the cafeteria's contaminated lemonade. If you thought there were a lot of jokes in season 1, just wait until you see how many takes they've got planned. Black Mirror. What happens when technology goes too far? That's not an unreasonable question to ask oneself in 2018, and Black Mirror, originally broadcast on British Channel 4 before being acquired by Netflix, is a wildly entertaining, if depressing, answer to that question. Most of the episodes in this chilling anthology series ponder hypothetical eventualities resulting from the unchecked advancement of technology, often charting courses that are disturbingly well connected to the way we work and live today. The show's production value keeps getting better, and the third and fourth seasons produced by Netflix include a variety of household names. The first 2 seasons, including the epic Christmas special White Christmas, are also must-see programming. The series broke new ground in late 2018 with the release of Black Mirror Bandersnatch, a standalone movie that features an interactive choose-your-own-adventure style narrative that broke new ground for the medium. BoJack Horseman. BoJack Horseman is set in an alternate reality where humans and anthropomorphic animals coexist together. BoJack is the washed-up star of the 90s sitcom titled Horsin' Around, a show similar to Full House in nearly every regard. Though early episodes deal with his plan to return to stardom and relevance by writing an autobiography, BoJack Horseman isn't just another animated adult sitcom. This show focuses on celebrity culture, anxiety, and depression in a way no other show has quite managed to do. Though we're living in a golden age of dark comedies, so things like You're the Worst, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, etc., BoJack Horseman stands out not just the best of the bunch, but one of the best Netflix original series to date. Despite a slow start in early episodes, the back half of the first season 1 sees the BoJack team find their footing, and season 2 onwards is must-watch television. 5 seasons are streaming on Netflix, and you can watch the 6th season coming this year. Conversations with Ted Bundy. Between this documentary series and the upcoming film that recently premiered at Sundance in 2019, Ted Bundy has been in the news a lot lately. And while the upcoming film has attracted a ton of attention thanks to Zac Efron starring as the Bundy role, this documentary series premiering on Netflix around the same time certainly helped to bring some attention. The series follows Ted Bundy, one of America's most notorious serial killers who murdered more than 30 women before being caught in 1978. Directed by Oscar-nominated filmmaker Joe Berlinger, the series uses archival footage and audio recordings of Bundy made while he was on death row in order to provide audiences with the killer's own motives for his decisions. Big Mouth. Don't let the cartoonish look of the show fool you. Big Mouth is very much an adult animated sitcom about growing up as an awkward tween and teen. Created by comedian Nick Kroll, best known for The Kroll Show on Comedy Central, and writer Andrew Goldberg, Family Guy, along with Mark Levin and Jennifer Flackett, as the show is based loosely on Kroll and Goldberg's experiences growing up together in the suburbs of New York. Kroll plays Nick Birch, while close contributor and fellow comedian John Manueli steps in to play Andrew Glorberman, along with an all-star cast of comedians and voice actors including Jason Manakaz, Jenny Slate, Jesse Klein, Fred Armisen, Maya Rudolph, and Jordan Peele. The show has received critical acclaim for dealing with teenage issues in a realistic manner while simultaneously not shying away from the gross parts of growing up. 2 seasons are currently streaming on Netflix with a 3rd on the way for 2019. Ozark. Jason Bateman has an interesting career as anyone in the limelight. He burst into Hollywood scene in the early 1980s as a youth heartthrob starring in stuff like Teen Wolf 2. Ozark marks a different look for Bateman that many have seen, as he plays a financial planner turned money launderer who relocates his family to the remote Ozark Mountains in Missouri to avoid attention from the law. Unsurprisingly, the law finds him anyway, and Marty, Bateman, must scramble to stay afloat while paying off debts to a Mexican cartel. Laura Linney is awesome as Marty's wife, who gets caught up in the scheme, and Julia Garner is particularly good as the odd Ruth Langmore. The Crown. The Crown is perhaps one of the best shows on television right now, period. Easily the most celebrated British period piece since Downton Abbey. The Crown follows Queen Elizabeth II, the still reigning Queen of England, at 91 years old across different periods of her life, beginning with her 1947 marriage to Prince Philip of Edinburgh. Reception to the series has been overwhelmingly positive, as nearly every aspect of the show, acting, production value, historical accuracy, has been widely praised. The series' interesting format sees Netflix recasting the role of Elizabeth and other characters season to season. Claire Foy starred in seasons 1 and 2 alongside Matt Smith, Doctor Who, and Vanessa Kirby, while we know Olivia Colman, Peep Show, will be taking the royal reins in season 3, with Helena Bonham Carter set to portray Princess Margaret as well. Netflix plans to produce a total of 60 episodes over 6 seasons. And that concludes the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what your favorite Netflix gem is, or if we didn't put one here that is yours, let us know what it was. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribe with notifications on so that you never miss future videos like this. And that's it for me, and until